Hello, hello, and welcome to episode 2 of Modeling with Grizz. I have a fun exercise today. This is something that I kind of dug deep in. There wasn't a lot of information that I found, so I felt like I could kind of help out with anybody else who's trying to dev the same type of capability, which is opening and closing drawers. So this will be quick, hopefully simple. You kind of need to have some sort of uh, idea of how to navigate through Unity. This is not entirely a beginner's tutorial, but I do believe if you're just starting off that this could be extremely helpful. So let's just go ahead and jump right in. I have my assets folder set up. So I have my model, materials, prefabs, and textures, and then my FBX. This is going to be the model that I use for this demonstration. I have my scenes, which is Dash Modeling with Grizz Episode 2. And this is the important part. You're going to need to download SteamVR from the Asset Store. So you just go to the Asset Store and type in SteamVR. You'll see SteamVR plugin. Mine says import, but if you don't have it already, it'll be downloaded in import. Simple, import it all, and then go back to your scenes. So once you do that, I've kind of already set up a little basic scene here. I just have a floor that I did with a cube, and then I have a baby cube, which I'll show you what that's for later. And then I've brought in the basic player prefab from the SteamVR. All I did was type in player, and it's that one right there. Make sure you get rid of your main camera in your scene. You most likely have a scene already set up and an object you already want to open and close drawers. So I'm going to get right to it. I'm going to bring my object in, and there we go. Now, this is a floor printer. This is for a different project that Dash Studios is working on. Right now, all I have is a basic material. I believe it's just an occlusion map. So nothing too fancy, but the important part of this model is the drawers. So I have drawer 1, drawer 2, and drawer 3. And what I want to be able to do is in VR, grab, open, and close the drawer and be able to place and take things out of it. So the important thing is that within each drawer and everything that we do, it all has to be at the same starting point. So however you feel comfortable doing that, the best way I found was I'm going to go ahead and create an empty object for each one of my drawers. Create empty. And then I'm actually going to pull each one of these empty objects out of the stack like so. All right. And the reason why I did that is because creating an empty object inside of the drawer put it at the exact same point without me having to either copy and paste numbers or try to align it by eye. So then what I'm going to do, because I want that empty object to actually be the parent and my drawer to be the child, so I'm basically just inverting what I did. So it's asking me to break my prefab. It's fine. Uh, you can always, once you get this all set up, you can always reach back in and then apply your prefab here to resave it. All right, and I'm going to name each one of these. Since I have 3 drawers, the bottom fourth one doesn't open, so only 3 open. So I'll do top. Uh, I will do mid, and I will do bottom, so BOT bot. And you can name yours obviously whatever you want. Naming convention is up to you. It really doesn't help your drawer open or close. So now that we have all 3 of my drawers set up, and however many you have, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to select all 3 of my drawers, and I'm going to add the linear drive is what we're going to work with. So we want to add that, and we also want to add linear mapping. Once we have that, just a few more. We want mesh collider. Now, if you've already created your own collision for your object, that's a much better way to go. Mesh collider is very expensive. I'm using this just for this instance because I have not got around to making collision for this item quite yet. And then we're also going to need a rigid body. And once we open up our rigid body, we want to uncheck gravity and is kinematic. So there we go. Once you have all of those in, so you should already have your mesh renderer, and then you want to add your interactable, which will automatically be applied when you add the linear drive, and then you want to add the linear mapping. Mesh collider and rigid body with use gravity unchecked and is kinematic checked. Once you have that going for you, you're set on this front. So the next thing you need to do is, again, we're going to duplicate, but this time we're going to actually duplicate our drawer. So we're not creating an empty this time, we're just duplicating the mesh. We're going to do this to all three. And I'm going to rename these start, start, and start. So what these are going to be is if you go back into one of your drawers and you open up linear mapping, linear drive, you'll see start position, end position, and linear mapping. So start is going to be the start position of the drawer. So where it's going to start when your application starts. All right. And we want to select all our start. And we need to actually take a lot of this off because we duplicated it. It took all of our settings with it. So we're going to remove until all we have is your mesh render and then your mesh. Once we have that, we're going to add a box collider. And we're going to just make the size 0 0.05, 0 0.05, 0 0.05. All right. So this is going to give it that interactive aspect that we're going to need. And once you have your start set up for all three, we're then going to duplicate the start. So we're going to duplicate again, and for a third time. And then I'm going to rename these end. So we have our start and we have our end. And you're probably already ahead of me that N is going to be the end position of our drawers. So I'm going to pull these out to about here. Okay, so that's where I would like my drawer to end. Once you have that set up, we want to select our start and end for each drawer, and we want to hide them. So we don't want to be able to see that. Once we've done that, we're going to go to each one of our drawers, and this is kind of where these settings come in: the start position, end position, and the linear mapping. So start will go to start, end will go to end, and then you want to grab your drawer model, so not the parent, but your drawer who's a child, into linear mapping. And you want to do that for all three. So start, end, and object. All right. And then this is also just a personal preference for me. If you select your drawer, go to interactable, highlight on hover. I go ahead and I turn that off. It's up to you if you want. It bothers me, but it's all good if you like it. So I'm going to close everything out. You can save your prefab if you like, but now we're all set. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to, let me open this up for you so you can see my play window. And I'm going to go ahead and play the application. So let's see here and show you what we did. All right, so I got my left hand and my right hand. We got my cube down here that you can pick up and drop. We got our top drawer, which we can open and we can close. Our bottom drawer, open, close, and then our third drawer, open and close. And because we added that rigid body, we can put our cube inside and we can close our cube just like so. So there you have it. Thank you for joining me for Modeling with Grizz. Make sure you subscribe to our Twitch channel, follow us on Twitter, and check out our YouTube channel. Thanks again.